special about information and knowledge? Has always been. Knowledge is power. Today it has only electrified and risen above the industrialized world, moving people and their lives. But above all, money. We have begun to talk about information society with some of its own set of rules. The access to information society has almost become a synonym to some of our basic social objectives: equal opportunities and democracy. So, let's take a look at the basic aspects of accessing it.
The preconditions for access to information society. To have access to information society, we need energy and electricity. In rich countries, it's easy to find electricity. The major part of people live with it. But in the developing countries, electricity is not common. Equipment. For an access, you need, for example, a computer, connection, and software. Accessing equipment is a matter of availability, and in the case of ICT, also affordability. Knowledge. To access to information society, we need to know how computers and software work and need to interpret information. Knowledge and how to use it is a result of education. Access channels to information. The differences between traditional and digital media have to do with interactivity and dynamics of access. Access to knowledge refers to four different things. Human knowledge, meaning education, know-how, creation of human capital through learning new skills. Information, meaning news, medical information, or weather reports, for instance. Knowledge and embedded goods can only be produced with a high level of knowledge, for example, computer software, electronic hardware. Tools for the production of these knowledge and embedded goods, for example, research tools, materials. The goal of access to knowledge is to improve access to all four of these components. Economic viewpoint on access to knowledge and information society. In an economic point of view, these four components of access to knowledge can produce competitive advantage. Companies can make research and make quickly products. And thanks to access to knowledge, companies can increase their productivity and therefore have lower price and be competitive, so it's a virtuous circle. Individual viewpoints on access to knowledge and information society. We have external pressure which force them to be in information society because of our work, for instance, our university. And we have also internal motivation and urge, making sense of the world, producing one's identities, controlling your life, minding your business, managing social life, and pleasure seeking.
Accessing information society makes a difference. New sharing of knowledge and social experiences. Information is spreading faster. There are increasing amounts of cross-cultural influences. People with different backgrounds are brought closer to each other, which can facilitate mutual understanding. New ways of climbing the social ladder. People and whole countries, for example China and India, have a new opportunity to lift their status in the information-driven market. New distribution of power. There are better chances to control and interact with the power elite. Networking increases the power of active groups of citizens. Individual participation and human liberty. Blogs and discussion groups serve as a public sphere where ideas and views can be exchanged freely. The emergence of citizen journalism provides alternative views and challenges to the traditional press. There is more pressure to practice higher journalistic ethics. Government transparency increases. Better control over the actions of the media and the power elite creates pressure towards openness. This acts balancing, for example, motivations and actions for individual or interest group specific economic interests thus reducing corruption. There will be better democracy for those who have the access and can express themselves. Digital divide. Differences in wealth between countries and between individuals are reflected upon the penetration of communication technologies. There has been a steady expansion in digital opportunity in terms of more widespread access in communication technologies and also in growth of high-speed access. There are, however, huge differences in ICT penetration and chances to access information and knowledge among different citizens in different countries. The divide can be measured in quantity and quality of access. The quality can be assumed to indicate frequency and manner of Internet use. In terms of broadband subscribers, high-income economies account for nearly 3/4 of total broadband subscribers worldwide. Other factors of divide are related to know-how and culture, like gender, age, and education. Women are often less frequent users of ICT. Older and uneducated people are less likely to use ICT. These groups may also not consider themselves ICT users or participants in information society, so identities have a role here too. Willingness or motivation to use ICT may also be due to prior user experiences. Scenarios. As there is a shift in economic relevance from basic production of raw materials and goods to knowledge-based industries, the relevance of access to communication technology and access to knowledge for individuals, organizations, and countries is becoming more and more important. With only limited access to ICT, some developing countries risk being left behind in the information economy. The digital divide suggests how future divide in wealth may take shape as ICT is increasingly determining the ability of individuals, firms, and nations to create future wealth. A persisting and deepening divide between countries and between individuals may unstabilize societies as well as international relations. It is vital that the whole world take actions to facilitate the emergence of information society and access to knowledge. Facilitating access to knowledge and information society. Universal telecom access is needed. Developing countries can move directly to wireless networks. Free computers and connections should be available especially in the developing countries, since the local costs of access are usually very high, even compared to those in the richest parts of the world. This is because of the small number of service providers and lack of competition in the poor areas. Public libraries and internet cafes have an important role in providing access for those without one of their own. Creating healthy competition among ICT service providers is important in order to get better service for less money. Education is a fundamental factor affecting the use of ICT. Being able to read and interpret and understanding the significance on information available is the starting point of access to knowledge in the communication networks. Managing risks for preventing illegal action and maintaining users' trust is also important. There is a significant role for governments and non-governmental sectors